So IGN got the first reveal of this Steam Deck. If I say Stream Deck, I apologize. But this Steam Deck is something that folks would think is like, this is the Switch Pro. This is actually it. But while it's not exactly that, it is something really freaking major when you think about what exactly it is, which is kind of Steam's answer to the Switch. And also kind of their answer to Xbox Game Pass's xCloud, or I'm going to still call it xCloud. They call it cloud gaming. I'm going to call it xCloud, and I wanted to talk about it with you. So, hello, it's Kibiji, and I have a video about PlayStation I was doing, but this just crossed my path, and, you know, I want to know what you think about it, and if it is worth it, because what this device is, if I summed it up for you, like this video that I'm going through in the background right here, please go watch it if you want like the full lowdown. I'll try to remember to link it in the description. But this thing is a biggie. It's a big, it looks like it is maybe 1.5 switches. And it's got the same battery life, expandable kind of memory type models that use, you remember this, SSD drives. Because SSD drives, it's not, you know, HDD, it's SSD, which is the fastest memory you can get. That's what PS5s and Xbox Series are using. And it also has Zen 2 freaking hardware being put into the CPU and GPU. And you might be hearing those numbers and not think anything like me, like I'm not too much of a tech guy. But what I can say is that's going to make games run a little bit better than the base Xbox One and PS4. And this thing is being built for 720p gaming. And that right there might make you instantly go, hold on, it can't even do 1080p? What's the point of buying this? It's like $400, and I think it's like $550 and then $650 or something like that. But this is a portable computer, basically. It is a portable OS. You can plug this thing into a monitor using USB-C cable, and I'm assuming the display is still 720, or maybe it's just the gaming is 720p, but you could still use it like 1080p as like a desktop. Because yeah, you could go on your browser. Better yet, think about this. You could use it in combination with other stores like Epic, Microsoft's. You could use this thing to play Xbox Game Pass, the PC Pass, and your Steam library. And you will only need Wi-Fi once you have a game installed, you know, kind of just like a Switch, you know. You will only need Wi-Fi if you are playing an online-based game. But if it's a single player, you could play Horizon, not Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn onto this. You could play Death Stranding, so there's some PlayStation games. And you could play everything that Xbox PC Game Pass has to offer if you could just connect to Wi-Fi. That one you'll need Wi-Fi. But for Steam games, if it's single player, play it wherever you want. It's portable. And if you want to play it at home, you could just hook it in using a similar, what they say is going to be a dock like the Switch. Now, there's still some folks that might think, and honestly, this is me too, it being this, okay, but you're saying it's a 720p console. It is. It's 720p, 60 frames per second. Apparently, you can, just like a PC, downgrade things to 30 frames if you want. And, you know, if you downgrade things, it'll use less battery life too. But with the Zen 2 stuff that's in this, it's going to be able to do like ray tracing at 720p, anti-aliasing and all that shit. And they built this as a 720p machine because they wanted it to just be able to play portably. And as much as we want to bash on the new Nintendo Switch not being like a 1080p portable and 4K at home, that's a big thing to do with this small of a system. And if you're not going to make a portable 1080p 4K machine or something like that, you could do what Steam did here, which is basically make, instead of buying maybe a $400, $600 laptop, which is honestly potentially rival of this, because you could, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I am not a PC gamer. I am not a veteran Steam user, so feel free to correct me. But this seems like you could either A, get a laptop for like $600 and you'll have that laptop, and it's going to be a bigger machine and whatnot. Or you could get this for $600. The SSD drives are really worth it, in my opinion. You can get the base model and expand it with a mini SSD card to have more memory doing that, which SSD cards are great. Sorry, the mini SSD cards. The memory on this is going to be fast, and it's just a neat idea of a thing. And it's really impressive to see Steam just give IGN the first on this and say, hey, it will be available this holiday. And here's our 3 different models with all the different memories. And if you want, you could just expand it. That's fine. We're not going to force you to get any kind of certain card to expand your memory, but play Steam games, play PC Game Pass, potentially download other programs and just use this as a straight up computer. That's a bonkers thing to me. I think it is exactly worth what it is. The various packages they have, like 400, 450, and 600, something like that. Those are wrong numbers, but what do you think of this? Like, would you prefer to get this machine over if you don't have a Switch? Would you rather get this to be able to have like a $400 to $600, basic? I would call this like a low budget gaming PC. This is a really good low budget gaming PC that is a portable console instead of a laptop. Might be neat, man. Might be neat. And you could still use like any kind of Bluetooth as well. That's another thing that's better than the Switch in terms of the portable side of things. You could also have USB things and use whatever kind of potential controllers you want, because the Bluetooth, like, this is basically a very high model Switch with the accessibility that a computer has, like just a base PC. What do you think? Would you get it over a potential Switch? How do you think it competes with potentially PlayStation and Xbox? Let me know what you think of this thing. I think it's pretty neat. And don't forget, be geek, be proud, be awesome. EA's next week, by the way. So see you then. Subscribe. Bye.